Do the playback, you can see over my shoulder. Okay, well, let's get rocking and rolling. Let me pull up tonight's questions and go to the very first question. So welcome, this is week 4 of the Ask Sean conference call. Again, we do have a lot of people on here tonight, so make sure that you're staying in here. We only have every week a limit of 100 spots available for these conference calls, so don't drop off, because I'd hate for anyone to miss out and then not be able to get back in, especially halfway through an answer. That would be terrible. So make sure you've got your pen and paper handy, and let's get rocking with the first question this evening. The first question is about backlinking, and the question is, if I have a website with numerous categories already established for a keyword, should I backlink to the category and the homepage, or individual posts within the category and homepage? Now, the reason they ask this is they have our Firestorm SEO product, and so they'll be building from the ground up with a new authority site, but they have a lot of existing sites that they just want to keep throwing some link juice at. Very, very good question. Rather than, well, the problem is if you link to a category, all of the elements within that category are going to be dynamic, especially when you're adding new pages. So what I recommend there is create individual posts that are geared and targeted towards the keyword that you want to rank for, and blast at that and focus on either the post or a page that is targeted towards a keyword. Because when you target and backlink towards a category, even if you've got a good search engine friendly URL, you're going to have kind of a dilution of your link juice, because every page on that in that category is going to change. It's going to change the priorities, the densities of the keywords, the positioning of the keywords, and everything else. It means it's going to be under constant fluctuation, which means your rankings for that are going to be under constant fluctuation as well. So I do recommend you go for individual posts. And if you're kind of revamping, it's funnily enough, I'm actually doing this with my wife's and business partner's website right now, going over an old blog and revamping it, refocusing its SEO. Creating individual posts or pages that are focused on your keywords will dramatically help you revamp it. I wouldn't go the category route, but do certainly link to your homepage and individual posts. That will help you really focus on ranking those pages specifically for the keywords you want to target. And it's very important that you do that. It's very important that you understand the exact keywords you want to rank for, what your competition is going through, how strong your competition is, and really focusing on optimizing your target pages, as I call them, to rank well. That includes your H1 tags, your page title themselves, the URL. All of those elements come into play when you're backlinking and doing your search engine optimization. It's very important that you have a good foundation before you start backlinking, and that really covers what you're asking there. So that's a great question, and hopefully a few people are kind of thinking about their old sites and what will help them. Now, next question was kind of, we touched on this last week a little bit, but I think it was last week we did a list of do follow Web 2.0 links, and I've had another question about that where it says, hey, what are the best Web 2.0 sites that I can use for like my link magnets? The person asking the question already knows a few, but they need a good deal more. Well, last week with the Ask Sean sessions, I released a PDF that had a really good list of, I think, about 50 different Web 2.0 sites. But what I've done to make life easier for everyone right now, if I can find the page, is if you go into the members area on the manicmarketer.com, and under the members articles, I have a list just basically in the members area. You'll see it in the, if you go under the members area drop down at the top menu, under members articles, you'll see it right there. And I have a range of PageRank 9, PageRank 8, all the way through PageRank 4, sites that will help you grab a whole load of do follow Web 2.0 sites. So that will help you with your link building, with your link magnets, your link wheels, whatever you want to use it for. That is going to give you a good head start. Now, I'm showing you this in the video. You'll be able to see this when we do the recording. Now, that being said, a couple of other things I want to mention. Again, we're doing a lot more content in the members area. You've probably noticed we're busy bees down here. We're releasing new content pretty much every day at the moment. Has my content creators going absolutely nuts and giving them ideas for new content. We have some very cool stuff going on with Facebook apps as well, which is and mobile apps. We're having a great fun with that. So I'll keep you in the loop on that. We've got some really exciting things coming up in the future, which again I'll let my Inner Circle members know about in advance. So let me jump back to the next question. Let's see. Actually, we just touched on this kind of a little bit. H1 and H2 titles for SEO. What's the importance of those? And the person asking the question says, the HTML coding that comes with standard WordPress program is very limited. It does not allow for H1 and H2 coding. It shows the code in the text. So they've installed a very cool plugin called TinyMCE Advanced. That allows for a lot of extra cool stuff. And if you're working with WordPress, I certainly recommend that as a WYSIWYG editor, as they say it, where basically what you type is what you see when it comes to the how it's displayed in WordPress. However, the question is, they're a little embarrassed. They think it's maybe a little elementary, but what I say in regards to that is there is no such thing as an elementary question. If you don't know the answer, that's what I'm here for. We'll try, and I'm sure there's a few people out there who are not sure about H1 text and H2 text and its importance. Well, I'm going to cover this one a little bit detailed because I've had this one asked of me a couple of times here. So, H1 text, let me go over here, is very important in terms of its importance for keyword optimization and SEO. There's a hierarchy. First things first is the domain name for your keyword, okay? If you can't get your main keyword in your domain name, then the rest of the URL is the next importance. Then your page title, then the H1 text, which is your title of basically your block of text, then the page, the keywords in the actual body, and then subheadings as well are also very important. So that's kind of the hierarchy. And usually when you're working with WordPress, you have like a title of the page. And usually with good SEO'd themes, they automatically turn that into H1 text. However, with something like TinyMCE installed, if you switch it from HTML to visual, which I'm doing right now, you can on my screen, you might have it set on HTML. Make sure you've got it on visual, and you get a lot of extra options. And then under the second line, usually you have a little block there which has a little drop down with paragraph. You can select some text and then change it to H1 and H2. What I recommend is you actually leave your main title alone, and I'm going to show you a really cool way you can check to make sure, or even hack your current template to make sure it displays titles with H1 text. I'll do that in just a second, because usually you have your keyword right in your page title. It's actually very important. And then maybe you have your keyword in one of the your kind of like subheadings, and then you'd want to change that to an H2. And you just do that. You just select the text, then from the drop down, select H2. Now, I'm not going to save this page. Actually, I don't want to change this one because this is a live site, so I'm just going to drop out of that. But what you can do is, I'm going to show you this. I'm right now in FTP. What you would do is you would go to your WordPress template, and that's usually in the WP content folder of your WordPress install. And then usually you have your selected theme. Maybe you've got something like the classic one that comes with WordPress, but in the themes folder, select the theme you're looking at, And in my case, I'm using a rocket theme, which is really cool. That's what I'm showing here. But what you would usually do is look in your index.php or your page.php and open that in a text editor. And you can see it's loading up right now once you look at the video. Again, this is one of the reasons I think we're going to switch to actual webinars in the future. But what you need to do is scroll through the code a little bit. It's in PHP, so it can be a little confusing. But if you scroll down, you look for the part that's displaying the actual title. Now I'm just scrolling here and scanning the text. And here we go. You can see in mine it's showing H2 wrapping around the title. And you look, what the piece of code you're looking for is the_title. And usually you can just wrap a couple of H1 tags around that code. As you see here, I would change, what I'm doing here is I'm changing this to be H1. And that's perfect. That's what we want. And you can see there's a little bit of a switch here and it's doing H1, H2 and stuff like that. But that's all you do. And that automatically SEOs your template to be using H1 text for the titles, which is very, very powerful in terms of its SEO potential. So let me just close some of this down. So that's how you would do that both ways, either on the title, in the page, and then you would also, if you wanted to, hack the template that way. So there you go. That's one way you would do that. I hope that answers your question there. But don't be afraid of using multiple subheadings. That can help you a lot. And, I would say the first one has the keyword in it. The second one doesn't. And that gives you a good balance between the two. So I hope that answers your question there. The next question have from someone who is interested in video marketing. And as you guys know, I'm very much into video marketing. We're doing a lot with video marketing, doing some... we're actually in the middle of some really cool video marketing training sessions with Affiliate Movie Profits. Some really cool stuff going on there. But the question I had was, I want to build a kick-ass authority site and love the way that you use videos. And as you know, we do a lot with videos in our product launches and everything else. The question is, so which video marketing product is best? Is your previous product combined with Firestorm SEO a good approach and match until I get a network of sites? Or is your new video course the best product? Well, I'm going to be very honest. Video Assassin is a great product. It was released 18 months ago, and I've learnt a lot since then and really put all of that effort into Affiliate Movie Profits. If you want to go check it out and see what it's about, you can go to themanicmarketer.com/AMP. And we did a heck of a lot with this, and you can see some of the case studies, you can see some of the numbers and everything else. I mean, we do a lot. With ClickBank sales alone, I do about $4,000 a week, and anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500 a week with ClickBank. Do a lot with CPA. I mean, we're making about $1,000 a day with video marketing, and what we did is we put together like a 14-hour video course about this. So there's a lot of stuff in there. It really is very, very powerful. It's basically a brain dump of everything I know about video marketing. What's made me a success, what I do. I show you how to avoid all the pitfalls. There's a ton of stuff in there. And if you go to themanicmarketer.com/AMP, we got a lot of stuff in there. Go check it out and you can see what's going on. And we're actually doing this in a very, very limited way because I need case studies. So I'm offering this to limited groups. That's why I'm offering it and mentioning it here tonight for my inner circle members, because you guys get it, okay? You guys understand what it's all about, and I'm looking for very, very serious people. So go check it out, see what you think. If you've got any questions about it, just ask, and we can do what we do. So that, I would say, is the best option. That course is, what we're doing is something very cool. We're doing this where if you want to do this, and if you're very serious, now like I say, I'm looking for very serious people, we're changing it up a little bit. What we're doing is basically, if you want to jump on board with this course, it's a $997 deposit. Okay. What happens is I want you to make money within 90 days. I want you to make $1,000 in 90 days. You make $1,000 in 90 days. You send me a testimonial, a face shot. I would like a video testimonial as well. And I want the rights to be able to use that because I need case studies and testimonials for when we do a big launch. So basically, if you do all that in 90 days and you give me license to use everything, I will give you your deposit back. So basically, you get to use the product for free. Okay, you jump in there, you absorb it, you learn it, you jump on board, put it in action, and then make $1,000 in 90 days. Okay, so I can't say fairer than that. Basically, you get the product for free. So go check it out, themanicmarketer.com/amp. I'm not trying to actually pitch it just because I got asked that question, but go check it out. If it's for you, great, and we can see what we can do. So let's have a look here. So next question is actually a very cool one. Actually, this is one I get asked a lot, but I haven't addressed so far in these sessions. It's about blog interlinking. Now, this is actually a mistake a lot of people use, so I want to cover this in detail very quickly. I would like your opinion about this. I have several WordPress blogs all on the same host, and I assume on the same server. What is your opinion about linking from one to another? And does it matter if the subjects are related or not? Well, yes, it does matter, and don't do it. The reason being is generally if you have, say for example, HostGator, where they have unlimited hosts or unlimited accounts, where you can have unlimited domains and everything else on the same account and everything else. Generally, those are all on the same IP address. Now, when Google comes and looks at all of these, it makes reference of the IP address and everything else, the CNAMEs and what have you, C hosts, and it knows, this is all on the same domain, this is all on the same IP or in the same subnet as it's called, and it looks like a link farm. They don't like that, and it will actually hurt you if you start doing that. Now, one or two, honestly, doesn't matter if it's all on the same brand, but if you do it a lot, it looks very suspicious to them, and it can hurt your rankings. Now, if you go to somewhere like SEOhosts.com, you can have multiple IPs all over the world, but in one hosting account. That's one of the concepts we talk about in Firestorm SEO. Basically, you have one account, you have all the cPanels, all the FTP and everything else, but each site is hosted in a different geographic location on different IPs and different subnets. Basically, these all look like independent sites, completely unrelated and not connected in any way from the kind of technical aspect, but then you can start interlinking fine. And it doesn't, the relation of the subjects is important because, hey, if I'm linking from video marketing or vidassassin.com to affiliate movie profits, both of those would be related because they're talking about video marketing, and Google will look at the content and say, okay, this is about video marketing in YouTube, and so is this site. Okay, those links are a lot more relative and carry a little more juice. If I was linking from potsandpans.com to vidassassin, and one's talking about copper pans, the other one's talking about video marketing, there's no relationship. It's seen as a lot less relevant and doesn't carry as much weight, even if they are on different IPs, etc. So when it comes to blog interlinking, you have to look at the underpinning IP addresses and everything else. Keep them separate if possible. If they're closely related and it's kind of obvious, say for example from the Whois records, that you own both sites and they're actually similar subjects, it doesn't really matter, because they'll just say, hey, you own it and you're kind of promoting your other sites. That's fine. If they're not connected, that tends to raise a little bit more of a red flag. So that's basically how I would delineate that. So I wanted to keep, kind of go over that a little bit in detail so that you don't shoot yourself in the foot with your SEO efforts and your ranking. Now that kind of leads on to another question. The kind of it's interlinked in that question was about sub blogs for SEO purposes, and the question was, what is your opinion about the wisdom about creating sub blogs of a main blog? In other words, creating a main blog and then creating several subtopics of the main topic in folders on the main blog domain site. I hope that makes sense. There's not really any point to doing that. What you can do is, if you have good search engine friendly links, just do it with a category. If you want to delineate, if you want to group a topic together or a keyword together into one group, then just do it with categories, and then do it with individual posts within that category. For all intents and purposes, it's going to look like you've got subfolders, and if you name the category with the keyword and then, do your posts that way, it's going to work out fine anyway. It's going to look similar, but certainly don't go installing multiple copies of WordPress in subfolders. That's just going to be a management nightmare for a start. I understand where you're trying to come from, and you're trying to double dip with the keyword. Say, for example, the category would be, or the folder would be, just for example's sake, video marketing, and then you maybe have a post in there called YouTube marketing.html or something like that. That is fine, that double dips. The problem I see the problem with that is that you end up, the more folders and the deeper inside your website you're going, the more watered down the power of the keyword in the URL is. Now, for example, if I was going just with the example I just gave, if I wanted to target the word video marketing and YouTube marketing, I wouldn't do it as a category with a subfolder and a post. I would actually create a single post that shows up with the terms video marketing and YouTube, or video and YouTube marketing.html, and then have that show up in the top of the hierarchy of folders, so it's in the web root, as it's called. That way you get the most power from that URL. You get some interconnected relevance. In other words, you've got video marketing in there, and you've got the two keywords YouTube and marketing in there as well. So you kind of double dip on that. But that will help you with that actual SEO. I wouldn't go with the sublog, certainly. If you really want to, then go with a category and then sub posts in that category. But if you really want maximum power, do it at the web root level. Okay, next question, which I actually duplicated, so let's skip that one. Question 7. Okay, the easiest system to start. Now, here's a good question. Everyone's been here, and I really want to kind of go over this a little bit. But as a new marketer, and their question was, please tell me which of these methods and systems are the easiest for a newbie to get started with. I'm excited and ready to start. Well, we've got a lot of products, as you guys know, and it really depends. I try and aim everything at the new marketer. I mean, if you're in the inner circle, you probably had a chance to look at a lot of the stuff that we've put in here with our special reports and everything else. I try and aim it and make it as simple and as easy to apply as possible. It really depends a lot on where you've come from and what you want out of it. Now, if you've got no technical expertise, then obviously products like Firestorm SEO, there's some technical aspects to that. Video marketing with Video Assassin or Affiliate Movie Profits, there's quite a lot to those as well. There's a little bit of a learning curve, but again, I walk you step by step through every aspect. And if you want to make a go of affiliate marketing and internet marketing, you really need to push yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit so that you learn. You learn as you go, you apply the tactics, you apply the techniques, and subsequently make money. Now, you might not make money straight off the bat. It's uncommon that you hit the jackpot straight off the bat, believe me. Like a lot of you guys, I bought every course out there available and really struggled to make any money from any of them. I always felt like there was something missing, okay? So I try and keep that in mind when I create my products. Now, that being said, we do have something coming out next week, which I think, in all honesty, is the easiest money-making system ever invented. It's about making micro membership sites that pay you month after month after month. And they're so easy and automated that I honestly think it's quite possibly the easiest money-making system out there ever. And I broke this down. It's something I came up with a long time ago because I do a lot, as you can see, your members. I do a lot with membership sites. And I have a little way that I test different niches that I thought, you know what, this can be a standalone system by itself. So I'm kind of doing a special report, a very, very cool system. Now, if you are, as you are, Inner Circle members, I'm going to give you this system for absolutely free, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'll probably publish this towards the end of next week because that's kind of when I'm releasing it. And I'm actually just polishing it off and putting the last touches to it. I'll be doing that this weekend a little bit. So keep your ears and eyes on. Again, you Inner Circle members, you get it way ahead of everyone else, and you basically get the benefit of all my brain work. I'm going to put a post up in the Inner Circle membership area and let you know as soon as it's available. We haven't done a special report in a while. As you know, I've been slammed doing this affiliate movie profits product. It's been unreal. It's been great fun. I've had a lot of fun doing this, but again, that's kind of stopped me doing a lot of the Inner Circles kind of special reports and what have you. But we've been doing these blog posts. We've been doing these Ask Sean sections as well, which I think add a lot more value than these products as well. So there's a lot of things going on, but we are going to release this one in here for you for free, and I know a lot of you guys are going to have great fun with that. So there you go. I would say look at everything that we've got going on, see which one you think is applicable to your situation, but also keep an eye out for simple cash magnets, and that's the one we're going to be putting out. Okay, we're almost there for the questions we have tonight. Next question I had, though, was how do I find niches to promote? And the question is, I'm struggling to find good niches to promote. How can I find good niches to work in? This is a great question, and you know what? We cover this in a few products because I have a really cool little method to do this. And let me go back to the browser here. I love using eZine articles as a way to find niches. Now, I've got a search term on the screen here. Again, you're not going to be able to see this on the phone, but some of you may be familiar with this. What I like to do is I'll search eZine articles through Google, and I do this with site:/ezinearticles.com, and then in quotes I put article submitted on, then : space asterisk space asterisk comma space 2010 close quotes. And you know what? That's not going to translate very well over the phone here. So watch the replay tomorrow, and you'll see that I have this search term, and I'm also going to include it under the video in the replay, just so you guys have it. But basically, by putting this particular search term in here, I find any article that's been released this year that's had at least 1,000 views. In other words, it's been popular, and it shows you a whole load of niches that people might be looking for that have actually got views. So it's a hot niche, and it will show you not only what they're targeting, it'll give you an idea for some keywords, and maybe also a product to promote as well, because article marketers do a lot of research. Now, if you want to go even more powerful, what you can do is under more search tools on the left hand side, you can see what's been indexed in the past month. Now that shows you what's really, really hot that's been done in the last 30 days. And right now with the search term, I've got 52 niches that have had over 1,000 views in the last 30 days. This is instant niche research. It's very, very powerful, and it's a way that I do my niche research and get an idea of what's going on, what's hot and what's not. I love this little system, and I'm sure once you start playing around with this, you guys will too. Okay, another question, and it's the last one before we go live with the Q&As. Do press releases really work? Now, I've kind of touched upon this. Some of you guys may have seen, put out a little video about using press releases for mass traffic and dominating Google's first page and getting on there. And this person asked, I saw your video on press releases the other day and tried it, but did not get any extra traffic and did not show up on Google's first page. Does this method still work, or what am I doing wrong? Well, let me show you this. What I did, and I did this recently for my Inner Circle promotion, is I released a press release, which was actually this one here. It's called Internet Marketing hyphen higher than expected failure rate in internet marketing. Now, if you guys go out there right now and put that in quotes in Google, you're going to get about 13,600 results. Now, a lot of those include links back to my press release, my article, and ultimately the link that I'm directing people to. I got a lot of traffic from that. But 13,000 results, that is mass syndication. And, that helped for a lot of what I was doing. I was on the first page of Google for the term internet marketing. That's insane. Okay, that gave me a lot of traffic very quickly. But just to show you that it does work, right now, if you go and type into Google mortgage rate, okay, and I'm just going to refresh this to make sure there's no changes. Go into Google, type in mortgage rate, and if you scroll down, you should see, if you're in the US, it might be different in other countries, but in the US right now, there is about the fourth article down, or the fourth result down, there is a news article which says 30-year mortgage rate slips 4.3%. Now, this has a picture. It has a nice block of text, and the reason it's showing up at number one, it has mortgage rate in the title and mortgage rates as the first, or in the first line of the press release. Now, there are two other links here, which is home refinancing demands up, rates hit new lows, and then the second one, mortgage modifications offer a bit of good news in the and I'm not sure, the other words kind of cut off. Now, here's the thing. The reason that one article is showing up as number one is that it has the keyword in both the title and in the actual description. If you do that with your press releases, that will help you dominate those terms and beat out a lot of the competition. I mean, some of these, the two that fail to make it to the top spot are Reuters and Washington Post. Those are two big distribution networks. So if you really crack at it, and if you actually keyword load your press release, you stand a good chance to get a lot of traffic. And as you saw with my one, I had 13,000 syndicated links across the web, including a lot of Twitter, but they're all over the place. I've got it all over the net, all over internet marketing blogs, all over the place. And it's insane. But that pushed my actual press release to the top of the search engines for that term. Now, here's a really cool thing. And I'm going to give you this as a little ninja trick again, because, again, like you guys, you're my inner circle. If you do a laser targeted, even for a low, how do I put this? If you want to go after low-hanging fruit, if you want to go after a long-tail keyword, if you do it with a decent press release, your WebWire press release, I use WebWire, it will stay up there for a long time. Now, all of those links, building syndicated link juice back to this press release, will help you get to the number one spot, or certainly at least the first page, for your search term. Now, if you structure your press release right, and you can use mine as a example, okay, because I've got a good structure here and it leads down to a certain link, that can help you easily dominate, because WebWire has a lot of authority. And let me just see, what does WebWire actually have in terms of PageRank? I know it holds a lot of sway with Google. It has a PageRank of 3, but because of all the inbound links, like 13,000 in the space of just a couple of weeks, that has a lot of backlinks, syndication of press release, has a lot of authority with Google, and that will really help you dominate that term. And then again, that link juice all points back through to your website. And you can have all sorts of other related links as well. So that's a great way to get to the top of Google, especially for longer tail keywords. And if you want to, on the most competitive markets, get up there for at least a day in those, for those very competitive terms as well. So there you go. That's a little bit of a kind of an underground way of link domination and Google domination as well. Now that's really it for the actual questions this evening. So it's kind of brief. There was only 9 questions that